Yufan didn't like the sight of the new transfer student in his class. The other party glanced at him. He's looking for a fight. The second glance, he's asking if I'm scared. Third glance, the transfer student with his usual expressionless, iceberg-like face handed him a letter. Classmate Yu? Yufan internally felt that this top student is annoyingly fastidious, even handing out a letter of challenge to request for a fight. He proceeded to roll up his sleeves and stand up. Please accept my love letter. Classmate Yu immediately sat back down. Wait for Me After School, or 放学等我, is a novel written in 2022 by author jjwxc, consisting of 95 chapters. Her other popular works are Guide on How to Fail at Online Dating, I Can Do It, and I've Liked Your Boyfriend for a Long Time. This novel first caught my eye because it was ranked 10th in the overall Danmei ranking, pushing the popular MDCS out of the top 10. That also means this novel is the second ranked for school life novels after Momo, slightly overtaking the well-known school life novel, Sae. So I obviously had to see what the hype was about, and oh my god, it did not disappoint. Our main character Yufan is a delinquent, a troublemaker, the boss of his little group of misfits at school. As a certified problem student, he does all the things he shouldn't be doing at his age. He drinks, smokes, skips schools, and get into fights. However, although he's hot-blooded, he doesn't go out of his way to look for trouble. He just does whatever he wants, and it's other people that's constantly provoking him. As he unwillingly gets acquainted with the top student, Chen Jingshen, after receiving a love letter from him and being forced to be deskmates, we start to see his tsundere side. You see, Yufan's the kind of guy to call you stupid for not eating breakfast, but then indirectly buy you lunch after claiming he himself was hungry. He cares deeply for the people around him, but just doesn't like to be upfront about it. He often ridicules Chen Jingshen only to later find a roundabout way to accommodate him. His words and actions simply do not align. This trait also leads him to not take credit for the good things he does do. Okay, enough of the cute stuff though. Let's talk about the darker side of Yufan. I sensed this really early on in the novel, though I wasn't sure if it was intentional at the time, but it clearly was. Yufan is in fact self-destructive. With an abusive, gambling-addicted father as his sole guardian left and grades he thinks are beyond saving, Yufan has given up hope on himself and doesn't seek to improve his life. Even if he wanted to improve, he wouldn't know where to start, so he doesn't even try in school anymore. He spends money recklessly on cigarettes and internet cafes with no plan on saving up for his future. His mental state was degrading until he was even starting to consider self-harm. It was either the lung cancer that was going to get him, or himself. He really had no hope for his future until Chen Jingshen showed up. With him around, Yufan's life was starting to change for the better, only for a series of unfortunate events to send him spiraling downwards once again. I'll talk a little more on this at the end of the video since it contains heavy spoilers, so stick around for that. Chen Jingshen is the top student that confesses his love to Yufan on the first day he transfers to his class. The novel describes him using the slang green tea, which is someone who is innocent on the outside but a schemer on the inside. And after reading, I can confirm he is not only a green tea, but also a green flag. Chen Jingshen is very direct with his feelings for Yufan. But because Yufan is very resistant to receiving his love, he has to find other means to get close to him, which is where his green tea trait starts to show. But a lot of the times, it's his way of helping Yufan improve himself. For instance, Chen Jingshen would act weak and cough when Yufan was smoking in an effort to make him reduce his smoking frequency. And the hard-mouthed but soft-hearted Yufan would fall for it, and not smoke when this delicate top student was around. Chen Jingshen also uses a lot of roundabout ways to help Yufan in his studies. Like when he accidentally sent multiple math tutorial videos he personally filmed to Yufan in the middle of the night. He does a lot of subtle actions to gently guide Yufan back on the right path again. This Chinese reader worded it really well, so I'll read it out for you guys. Chen Jingshen is the best guiding lover. He's not pulling you, not pushing you, but holding your hand, letting you move slightly forward so that you can easily look back and see that he is still in love with you. A beautiful and accurate description of Chen Jingshen. Chen Jingshen is patient and never rushes Yufan to confirm a relationship with him. Every development in their relationship was initiated by Yufan on his own accord. Yufan is stubborn and sensitive. He doesn't like to appear weak and won't ever ask others for help. He feels that he is inferior to Chen Jingshen and that Chen Jingshen could easily find someone better. This mindset is likely shaped by his poor living environment. Despite this, Chen Jingshen is always by his side, offering unwavering support and love for him. Over time, his presence has gradually brought the direction and sense of security that Yufan has long been missing. Ever since Chen Jingshen broke into Yufan's broken world, he has been a source of positive change in Yufan's life. Yufan wants to get better and looks forward to the future if Chen Jingshen is by his side. The reason behind Chen Jingshen giving Yufan a love letter and confessing was so bittersweet. I'll talk about that too in the spoiler section at the end. But this tsundere x green tea dynamic is so good, I really was not expecting to love this pair so much. Side note, but Chen Jingshen's love is not one-sided, and Yufan also has his little ways of showing his affection and care for Chen Jingshen. For anyone planning to read this, be warned there is a big knife at the back of the novel. It's still a happy ending, don't worry, but just be prepared. I love reading school life novels, but sometimes there are dull or slow moments in between. However, there was barely any dull moments for me in Wait For Me After School. All of the scenes, even though they were doing pretty mundane things, were enjoyable. Maybe I was swayed by the friend group dynamic. I have a soft spot for group settings in novels. Anyways, Wait For Me After School gets the stamp of approval for a good school life novel in my book, which is to successfully make me feel the coziness, recklessness, and chaos of youth. Wait For Me After School offers us a glimpse of school life from the perspective of a group of delinquents, following their rebellious and carefree adventures in this brief period of their lives. Despite fooling around for most of the school year, these underachievers still manage to lock in and work hard to graduate high school. The story and Chen Jingshen reminds us it's never too late to strive for change and self-improvement, no matter how hopeless you think you are. Like and subscribe if you've made it this far, or check out another one of my videos. Now it's time to get into spoilers, so for anyone who hasn't read it yet, go read it and come back when you're done. Okay, so starting off with the most shocking part of this novel for me is Yufan almost going through with committing murder and killing his father. I really was not expecting his first reaction after hearing the blackmail news was to buy a knife and clear out Chen Jingshen's things from the crime scene. I really was scared for my life because I knew the pair was going to be forced to separate for some reason, but I did not want it to be because Yufan was sent to jail. Oh, can I just say the author wrote this scene really well? Not explicitly stating that Yufan bought a knife, but letting you come to the realization yourself hits so much harder. Yufan was spiraling in this scene and was willing to throw away his life to kill Yu Kaiming. However, a photo of Chen Jingshen pulls Yufan out of the abyss. Yufan didn't want to die yet. Life became meaningful when Chen Jingshen was in it, so he wasn't going to ruin it for someone like Yu Kaiming. Chen Jingshen was his reason to live. Chen Jingshen is the MVP in this novel. He's so gentle and attentive to Yufan. His face is as cold as an iceberg, but his love is as warm as the sun. He was probably fully willing to silently crush on Yufan until they graduated if he didn't clock that Yufan was self-destructing. He realized he was gonna lose Yufan if he didn't do anything, so he built up the courage to write him a love letter and forced his way into Yufan's life. Despite all his efforts though, he couldn't keep Yufan in the end. His silent cries and never-ending search for Yufan in the past 6 years. And I couldn't just feel bad for Chen Jingshen too, because Yufan was also suffering in a foreign city all alone. I was stabbed from both directions. The novel name, Wait For Me After School, being Chen Jingshen's last words to Yufan before he disappeared for 6 years. The pain is just back to back at this point. I really liked their reunion though, both with his friends and Chen Jingshen. The ending where they all returned to school in their uniforms from 6 years ago as grown adults was perfect and exactly the ending I want for a school life. If you've made it this far, comment, "I am Chen Jingshen," so I know you sat through this long yap session.